Welcome back to CHAISPEED TORAH, my dear friends. Parsha Vayikra doesn't just teach us about korbanos. It teaches us about what leadership looks like, what humility looks like, what it means to be a real yid, someone who grows from mistakes instead of hiding them. The Torah introduces 3 special types of chatas offerings, each one brought by a different kind of leader. The Kohen Gadol, the Sanhedrin, the king, and then the Torah gives us a 4th category, the Korban Ole Veyored, the sacrifice that changes based on your income. Taken together, they form one breathtaking message about accountability, compassion, and the beauty of Jewish humility. Let's walk through them. 1. The chatas of the Kohen Gadol. Kohen Gadol is the one who enters the Kodesh HaKodashim, brings offerings on behalf of the entire nation, and carries the spiritual weight of Klal Yisrael on his shoulders. Yet the Torah says, if he makes a mistaken halachic ruling, and the people act on that ruling, then he must bring a bull publicly. Think about that. The holiest man, the spiritual giant, admits wrong before the entire nation. And the Torah says this is greatness. In Chassidus, we learn true holiness is not perfection. It is transparency. The Kohen Gadol teaches us that closeness to Hashem doesn't ever come from never stumbling. It comes from being humble enough to correct your steps. 2. The chatas of the Sanhedrin. Next, the Torah speaks about the Sanhedrin, the 71 sages whose rulings guide the entire Jewish world. If the majority of the nation sins because they followed an incorrect ruling of the Sanhedrin, what happens? They, the Sanhedrin, bring a bull. The image is incredible. The greatest Torah scholars alive walking together to the Beis HaMikdash, bringing a public sacrifice, saying, "We made an error." No excuses, no cover-ups, no image management. And the Torah praises them for it. Now the Torah says something powerful about this. How fortunate is the Jewish people whose leaders willingly confess their errors and publicly offer a sacrifice for them? In Judaism, we don't pretend our leaders are angels. We celebrate leaders who are honest enough to say, "I was wrong." 3. The chatas of a king. Now we come to the king, the most powerful, respected figure in the country. If he sins accidentally, even though deliberate sinning would be punishable by kares, he must bring a male goat. But what's striking is not the korban, it's the behavior. The king must walk to the Azara like any other Jew. He places his hands on the animal like anyone else. He confesses his mistake like anyone else. His authority doesn't protect him from responsibility. His position doesn't shield him from humility. The Torah says you can wear a crown on your head and still bow your heart to Hashem. And lastly, number 4, the Korban Oled Veyored. Then comes something unbelievably tender. For 3 sins, all involving false oaths, the Torah creates a sliding scale offering. A wealthy person brings a sheep or lamb. A poor person brings 2 birds. A very poor person brings flour. It's the same sin, but the Torah changes the korban entirely based on your financial situation. Why? Because Hashem knows this category of mistake is common. People slip with oaths often, sometimes without thinking, out of pressure. And the Torah says, I will not make tshuva unaffordable for the poor. This alone is stunning. Hashem customizes the cost of coming close based on what you can handle emotionally and financially. Hasidus explains, when a Jew wants to return, Hashem removes all barriers. Tshuva is never supposed to break you, only lift you. Now, if you put all these korbanos together, they teach one breathtaking idea. In Torah, greatness isn't measured by how rarely you fall, but how sincerely you rise. If the Kohen Gadol must take responsibility, if the Sanhedrin must take responsibility, if the king must take responsibility, then surely every Jew, no matter their level, can say, I made a mistake, and I'm ready to grow from it. And Hashem says back, if you come toward me even one step, I'll walk the rest of the way to you. Goodbye, and I hope I see you all next time. Have a good evening, night, whatever.